I'm starting to feel like this has to be... I have to spam this for the next like 4 or 5 days. Like there's just... It's not fair. I just didn't stand a chance. They like didn't even get to interact. As always, just like with the coaching you guys have watched, you can go to NEACE.gg and book coaching if you want. This is now in Diamond 2. This is a perfect game in Diamond 2 Korea. Many perfect games on Maokai lately. Many perfect games. And I'm not just Donald Trumping it. This is actually true. I have a lot of perfect games on Maokai, or very close to perfect. So let's talk about it. Obviously, Maokai has a high win rate. But I don't think people are getting the max value out of it. So let's go over the strategy, what I figured out, and how I play it, and how it's been, because I went from bitching about teams not following up the tanks to now I feel like I'm just kind of carrying the games through tactics. So I'm going to give you the rundown. So the reason that Maokai is broken is because vision control. So his vision control and his utility is unmatched. He's a very, very quick jungler in terms of clearing. He doesn't fall off anymore in the mid game like he used to. And yeah, the runes, you're going to go Phase Rush, you're going to go Nimbus, you're going to go Transcendence, Water Walking, you're going to go Cheap Shot, and you're going to go Treasure Hunter. Treasure Hunter in this game actually doesn't get that much value, but generally speaking, you will get value out of Treasure Hunter eventually, because you're going to get assists on Maokai. Like, you're going to get them because of your saplings, you're going to get them because of dives, you're going to get them because it's Maokai. You're going to get that gold. So how did you do this? What's the premise? So he's good at vision control. He's got untargetability on W. E saplings are super abusive, just in general, around objectives. And we're going to talk about my evolution on this champion so you can see the aha moment that has made me a lot better at him, and understanding, like, if you don't play this guy in the jungle, I think you're trolling. I actually think not only is he a broken tank, I think he's just auto pick in jungle. So the fact that it's not just being like picked every single game now is kind of a question mark to me. Because like my strategy now, I'm just going to pick him. Every time I get jungle, I'm going to pick him until they nerf him, the end. And just using this strategy, you're going to see why the next, like, probably the next 4 days, I'm just going to jam him until people start banning him. So here's what we do. So level 1, you can do, you can ward wherever. I just ward blue, I had time. You can see that mid was doing some weird ARAM shit, so I took that opportunity to ward. You need to play this game like you're, life, every death is actually going to kill you for real. Play Malk. I mean, generally you should do that with League of Legends, but with jungle, you need to play like every death is going to kill you in real life. Because if you die, you lose access to objectives, which we'll cover in a second. You have options. Level 1, I just took the leash in this game, and I was going to full clear until I saw prio in mid and top, and you'll see the adjustment I make. You can actually just full clear and be done with your clear at like 3:15 or whatever it is. You'll be in time for scuttle. You'll be in time for gank. And again, we're going to talk exactly about like the idea of what you're trying to do. So you're going to do your clear. In this game, I elect to do... I was going to gank bottom because Akshan had no flash. So Akshan used flash in mid, so I went to bottom. I've tried to ping my team to stop them from pushing. They didn't do it. While I was clearing, I saw the Talon on his Gromp. Now, Talon's early clear is not great. I saw that. Maokai's early clear is great. So I had time to swing by bottom, go through mid, and use the prio on mid to do something aggressive. So what we do is I try to stay out of vision as best I can. I wound up telegraphing a little bit what I was doing. Talon must have got low and is clear. I think a big reason he was low is because of the ARAM in the beginning. Either way, it looked like he was going to be slow. He wasn't on the chickens. One thing you need to do when you're going to fuck with people, or you're worried about enemy junglers, is you need to E bushes. You're not trying to E to farm camps. You can very clearly see that E is not for damage on the camp. It is purely just to give me utility. The utility of spotting the Talon and poking and leaving. So we're just fucking with him. My teammate rotates. My Tryndamere rotates. We have prio everywhere. Talon's pretty much out of the game. Okay? Now, here's another little detail about Maokai jungle. If you're going to prog, or just jungling in general, if you're going to take someone's camps, just try to take one camp and get the fuck out. Don't linger around. Don't jerk off. It's very, very hard to counter jungle in this season. Don't do it. Don't overplay and think you can go to golems or some dumb shit. You can't do that anymore. Just take your one camp and bounce. So I take my red. I leave. As you can see, Talon checks his red. It's already gone. He's going to go to golems. I go ahead, take the opportunity. I know that I get level 4 just scooting by the wave. And we take a bottom crab as well. There might have been an opportunity to gank here. I didn't take it. I elected not to because I'm going to show you my strategy right now. This might not be optimal. I think the reason why I went up, I didn't gank though, is because this guy was invading my blue, and I just wanted to make sure that if he was lingering around, he dies for it. So Talon feels like he has to counter jungle. The prio that we got in mid unlocks teammates again, so they can move around. Talon gets pushed out. So Talon's pushed out, and now we can take the recall. So take the recall, and now this is the aha moment that I had. So I realized I was playing a game. There's a Maokai on my team, and he just went and did dragon at level 5. So I realized that if I could get a strong open like this one here, I can pretty much always just push a dragon right away at level 5. So I just start the drag at 5. And the whole time I'm doing drag, I'm just throwing E's everywhere. If the enemy team looks like they're rotating, no harm, no foul, I'll just leave. The minute that they leave, I'm going to set up E's. I'm going to start the dragon again. I'm just going to keep doing this. Every single objective, I'm going to constantly harass objectives and just run away. And I'm going to harass objectives and run away. I've been doing this like every game. That's my strat. I just go to the objective. I harass the objective. The whole time I'm putting saplings around. If the enemy team looks like they collapse, I just run. I just go home and just leave. Sometimes you'll have to give it away, but generally what's going to happen is the enemy team is going to be so disrupted and disoriented by moving around the map. It's going to fuck their lanes up. It's going to fuck their game up. If they try to go for this constantly, eventually they're going to lose their lanes, usually. Has been kind of my gimmick here. So I go ahead and just put saplings all around me, do the dragon. Here, I just recall. I have flash if I get collapsed on. And guess what? I'm going to go right to the other objective. So I'm going to clear my top side, and I'm going to get ready for the next objective. And you're going to see, just like I do with coaching, I'm going to ping pong between these objectives. And yes, while I'm moving, I am looking for gank opportunities, but I really don't care. I don't care that much. And this whole time, you're going to see that I'm constantly sapling around myself and just making sure that I know where people are and I'm in control of the game. That's a wasted sapling. You shouldn't be throwing an E on the scuttle. You should be throwing an E to protect you, maybe over here, whatever. But you get the idea. So again, same thing. I'm going to fire the objective up while setting a perimeter up. And you're going to see I waste no time. Look, immediately I start the rift. I'm not even looking to gank. I'm just setting up control around my rift. I take the rift. I spot Talon out. Now that blocks the gank. Right? Victor dies to this, but it's no big deal, right? So now I have effectively kicked the enemy jungler out because of an invade that I had. That was an option. I pressured a lane. I pressured bot lane. All right. I took dragon right away. I've spotted the jungler multiple times with just by doing objectives, right? And this whole time while I'm doing this little pattern, so while I'm waiting for the next dragon, I'm going to be looking around the map for an opportunity to gank. Here, I don't see an opportunity. I'm leeching the XP. Bonus tip, you can stand in this corner and leech XP, okay? Just another bonus tip. So here, I know dragon's spawning again. I think about going to top, but look at the discipline. I recognize that I might have a play, but I would rather rotate to a more reliable play with my teammates and also get set up for the dragon. That's what I'm thinking about. Here, this is a little tight to the wire, but this is a choice. I don't have to dive him. I just felt like it was a good dive. Very close, and I almost sneak out. Or I almost get killed, but I just barely sneak out. Guess what? Dragon's up. Going right back to dragon. I'm going to fast forward from here so you guys can see. I'm pinging my team to move to dragon. I'm just really emphasizing dragon and keeping myself alive. Again, perimeter around the dragon as I farm it, and I leave. Maybe look for a gank, but again, you could see I'm very defensive. I'm letting my team lead. I'm not just engaging like a psychopath. I'm not throwing my ult like a psychopath. I'm just chilling. Letting the game come to me. Constantly perimeter around myself. Here, you can see that perimeter pays off again because Talon's in my jungle. Watch this. Here, I throw my ult because Talon's trying to go in. I get the phase rush. I go for a quick trade and out. Here, Talon dies. But a lot of pressure on him. And guess what? Rift's about to spawn. So, you're about to see me set up again for Rift. Same exact plan as before. I see tops fighting. Don't care. I just set a sapling over there in case they collapse. Don't care. Get the Rift. Guy gets caught by Azereth. We go and pick him off. Guy's fighting at Victor. I just respond to it. There's nothing fancy here. I just see that he's low. I rotate over, take the kill. E from max range. Leandry's demonic. That's the build. No need to drop the Rift, I feel, because I can hold on to it, use it for power recall. And guess what? We're at 1730. Dragon's about to spawn again. Or sorry, 18. 18 dragons about to spawn. Very fast dragons. Every single dragon is taken. There's minimal chance to defend. And guess what? Baron spawning soon. I'd use an opportunity to siege bottom. Look at my perimeter around what I'm sieging. Watch Talon try to defend. Talon hops the wall. Runs into a sapling here in a second. There's a sapling. He runs into one. He tries to leave. Ult catches him. Sapling catches him. Now he's stuck. Teammates rotate over. And now he's dead here. Very little chance to interact. Very little chance to interact. I haven't done anything fancy. I haven't played out of my comfort zone, really. I've just been chilling. I'm 3-0-5, right? And I'm getting ready for Baron to spawn. Same thing. I ping Baron. I want to force it as soon as possible because I'm fed. I just set up my perimeter. You can see the harass from the E is constantly showing up. As soon as I have E's, I spam them. And I start the Baron right away. I have E's everywhere around this pit. Clear the vision. Talon's running through. There's another E. There's another E. R comes over the pit to make sure he has no attempt to steal the Baron. And we get Baron. And this game is just completely free. So there's literally, as you can see, this is probably going to be, I'm going to drop Tryndamere briefly, and I'm going to just jam this for the next week. Because I'm not convinced. I'm convinced that because of the amount of objective control and the constant threat of losing those objectives, and just pulling people around the map, and then reliable ganks and a pretty safe clear, pretty hard to invade. I don't see how he is ever beaten in the jungle if played right. Now, the downfalls, the pitfalls, obviously you're a tank. So if your team's just like feeding, well, you just kind of lose, and then your objectives control doesn't mean shit. But I really do think that the odds are just so good if you do this strat that's like, it's worth, just like I said, jamming. Just jam every game. Just jam it. Because also, if people get low in lanes while you're pathing, you could just go and pick up a kill. It'll definitely work in low elo. It's crazy good. Get really, really strong. And people just can't move around the map. You know, wherever Maokai is, he's just being annoying as fuck, and you can never get to him. And again, you've got to make sure that you just don't die for free. It's hard to do. You don't really need to jump in as much. If you jump in, it's more like jump in to pick somebody and run. Run the fuck away and set up your E's and run the fuck away. If you do this right, though, it'll definitely work. Because it's, like I said, it's been working for me. I can quick show. It's a good rundown. And again, this is high diamond Korea. You can kind of see the aha moments when I wasn't doing well with him. And then I started, and then it kind of clicked. Like I said, I ran into the dude who was controlling objectives with it and was really like emphasizing that. And you could see the games, even the losses, you could see that it just looks a lot more like the deaths are really low. And I just have like, this was a wild game. I remember I got hit by spears a lot or something, but like generally, it's just been smooth game. So I probably jam it because every time I've played it now, it's just like, it's kind of demystifying a bit. So there you go.